Shalom, shalom, Israel's brothers out there. Y'all look coming back at you with another cold cut. I'd like to give all honor and glory and praise to Yahweh in the name of his son, Yahweh Shai. I'm going to keep it rolling through the spirit, Lord willing. Let's go to get the book of Galatians chapter 5 and let's jump right into it. Verse 22. But the fruit of the spirit is love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. And this fruit of the spirit is meekness. This is what we really need, meekness. Understanding it's not of us, but it's of Yahweh in the name of his son Yahweh Shai that we are saved. Let's actually get that real quick in the book of Ephesians. This is the book of Ephesians chapter 2, and let's start at verse 8. For by grace you are saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God, not of works, lest of any man should boast. Yeah, it's of the Lord's mercies that he's going to save you. It's not of any carnal thing that you have done. Remember, the Lord predestinated the elect. You have to have faith that the Lord is going to save you, but you have to be humble as well. You know, you lead congregations, or you have a mighty camp, or you do videos and you read a lot, you fast twice in a week, and you're lifting yourselves up, but you forgot the Lord has taken down the thrones of proud princes. Let's actually get that real quick. Let's go to Sirach 10. You can't forget that the Most High, he's meek, he's humble. How much more his servants? The Lord is going to look for that. The Lord hates pride. It's Sirach chapter 10 and verse number 9. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such an one setteth his own soul to sale, because while he liveth to cast away his bowels. And jump down to verse 13, to verse 12. The beginning of pride is when one departeth from God, and his heart is turned away from his maker. So when you're about to go off, when you're prideful, your mind starts to be strayed away from Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. When you're prideful, you're not thinking about the commandments of the Most High. You're thinking about doing what you want to do. You start to lift yourself, your mind, you start to lift yourself up, for lack of better terms, and you start doing what you want to do. All right, you make yourself an idol. You forget the laws of the Most High. And that's when what? And read it again. The beginning of pride is when one departeth from God. You start to depart from the Most High. You start to be very far from the Lord. And his heart is turned away from his maker. Verse 13, for pride is the beginning of sin. And he that hath it shall pour out abomination. And therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly. And the Lord will overthrow you. The Lord, he'll pull your card, man. The Lord will take you out this thing fast, man. The Lord will take you out this thing faster than he brought you in this thing. The Lord don't need you. The Lord can raise up stones for prophets, man. The Lord doesn't need you in this truth. When did the Lord say, I absolutely need that man? If he's not in this truth, I don't know what we're going to do with this building. I don't know how the kingdom going to get established, because this guy, he's just not repenting. What do we do? And the Lord's not doing that. The Lord don't need you. You need the Lord. This is grace and mercy that we even have the opportunity to serve Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Let's go to James chapter 4 and verse 7. This is the book of James, chapter 4 and verse number 10. And it says, humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up. So when you humble yourself in the sight of the Lord, that's when the Lord will start to exalt you. When you humble yourself and start on the sight of the Lord, that's when the Lord will make you prosper, man. But when you prideful, when you think you have everything, when you think you know everything, that's when the Lord's going to start debasing you. Let's get that Sirach 3 and 18. The greater thou art, the more humble thyself. Right, this is Sirach 3 and verse 18. And it says, the greater thou art, the more humble thyself, and thou shalt find favor before the Lord. So if you really want favor before the Most High, you have to humble yourself. Hey, the Lord said, the greater thou art, meaning, hey, if you're in a certain position, if you're in a high ranking position, if you're a teacher, if you're an apostle, whatever, man, prophet, whatever office you believe that you have, through the grace and mercy of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, you have to humble yourself that much more. And understanding the Lord can take that away from you and raise up another brother that's better than them. You have to be humble. Let's go to the book of Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 3. You have to have meekness, man. Meekness is a fruit that we need to bear. This is the book of Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse number 3. Seek ye the Lord, all you meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. When you're seeking something, you're not just when you seek that you lost your phone. You're seeking your phone. You're trying to find it, man. You're asking people to call your phone. You're retracing your steps the whole day. You're losing your mind. You're flipping couches. That's when you're seeking your phone. How much more meekness? You gotta search for meekness. You gotta see if there's any ounce of pride within you, and you gotta cut that thing off. Right? And it says, seek meekness. It may be you shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. If you want to be hid from the judgments of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, if you want to be hid from the destruction to come, the Lord wants you to be meek. The Lord wants you to be humble. Didn't the Lord say in Matthew 5, blessed are the meek? Let's actually get that. You're blessed if you're humble. You're not blessed because you got a new Mercedes. You're not blessed because, you made 100K this year. You're not blessed because, you got a promotion at your job or whatever. Whatever, men think they're blessed in this world. Whatever carnal thing, man. You're really blessed when you're meek. This is Matthew chapter 5. And I'll start at verse. Let's see what we want. Matthew chapter 5. And let's start at verse number 4. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. If you want to inherit this whole earth, man, inherit this land, right? If you want to inherit all things to come in his kingdom, you got to be humble. You better be humble on this side because the Lord is meek. The Lord is humble. Yahweh Shai, he came in on a donkey, man. He didn't come in a chariot, man. The Lord is very humble and very meek. We have to embody these same principles as we're moving in this truth. Let's go to the book of Colossians chapter 3. And if we're not, you will die. This is the book of Colossians chapter 3. Let's see what we want. Colossians chapter 3 and verse number 15. Start at verse 12. Colossians 3 and 12. Put on therefore as the elect of God, holy and beloved, bowels of mercy. So this is what the elect is going to have mastered in the end of the world. They're going to have these things down to a T. Right? So put on therefore as the elect of God, holy and beloved, bowels of mercy. Got to be merciful. Kindness, right? Got to be kind, not rude to your brother and your sister. Humbleness of mind. Now that's key. What does it mean to have a humbleness of mind? Meaning you're not lifting yourself up in your mind. You're not thinking you're better. You have a secret damn demonic thoughts about you being better than that brother or sister, man. Oh yeah, you teach him. I can teach better than that, man. I know I can. You see how many views I got last week? Matter of fact, let me check it right now. You're looking, see how many views you're getting? Yeah, he didn't get that many views as me. Maybe I can teach him something. Maybe he needs to watch me. You gotta have humbleness in your mind. It starts in your mind. Because if you're acting humble, if you're gonna be humble, it starts up here. You can't lift yourself up in your mind. The Lord is watching. He's scanning your thoughts every single moment in time. Right? And it says, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long suffering. So you have to have meekness mastered. You have to have long suffering. You have to have all of these attributes that the Lord is looking for in these last days that the elect is going to have mastered. Let's go to the book of James. Actually, let's go to the book of Numbers. Chapter 16. We can learn from a man named Moses who is meek of all the earth. There's Numbers chapter 16. And I'll start at verse 3. And this is when Korah, Dathan, and Abiram, and the rest of the 250 princes, they rose up against Moses, right, and Aaron. And it says, verse 2, and they rose up before Moses with certain of the children of Israel, 250 princes of the assembly, famous in the congregation, men of renown. And they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron, and said unto them, you take too much upon you, seeing all the congregation are holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them. Wherefore then lift you up yourselves above the congregation of the Lord. And when Moses heard it, he fell upon his face. Imagine that. Imagine people are confronting you and you just fall on your face, man. Right? Jake, what would Jake do? You would have been here for me. I the one that split the Red Sea. Who are y'all to talk to me like that? Don't you know I'm the Lord's anointed? Right? Moses could have said anything carnal, but the first thing he did was fall upon his face. That's a true act of meekness. That's a true act of humility. We can learn from Moses, man. Hey, you can be meek in situations where you have confrontation. Somebody trying, a brother may, this tail bearing or whatever, and there's an argument. And guess what? You submit. You're meek about it. Hey, you're the first to apologize. You say, hey, can you please forgive me for the transgression I have caused? I didn't mean to. And you did that, man. But a lot of people that's not meek, they're going to keep adding on to the fire. They're going to keep saying vain words, man. Trying to be carnal and get their lick back, man. Trying to have the last word. Hey, imagine a brother is falling on his face before you after y'all get into an argument, man. What you going to do at that point? What are you going to do? You got to be meek. Moses, he was the meekest man. Let's go to the book real quick. Let's get the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 9. This is the book of 2 Maccabees, 1 Maccabees, chapter 9. This is the book of 1 Maccabees. Is it 1 Maccabees that I want? Let's see. Yep, it may be 2 Maccabees. This is 2 Maccabees chapter 9, and it started verse 9. So this is what happens when you're prideful against the Most High. 2 Maccabees 9 and 9. So that the worms rose up out of the body of this wicked man, and whilst he lived in sorrow and pain, his flesh fell away. The filthiness of his smell was noisome to all his army. And the man that thought a little afore that he could reach to the stars of heaven, no man could endure to carry for his intolerable sting. So this man, he thought he could reach to the stars of heaven. That's how prideful this Edomite was, man. Right, Antiochus. Right, he thought he could reach the stars of heaven. He said he's going to make the place of the Jews a common burying ground. He's speaking a lot of vain and prideful words, but the Lord is jamming up his flesh. Verse 11. Here, therefore, being plagued, he began to leave off his great pride and to come to the knowledge of himself by the scourge of God, his pain increasing every moment. And when he himself could not abide his own smell, he said these words: it is meet to be subject unto God, and that a man that is mortal shall not proudly think of himself as he were God. And that's what an Edomite is saying to one of the most pridefulest men that the Lord has ever created on earth. He's saying that, man. How much more us, the Israelites on this earth? We have to practice being meek, and we have to leave off from pride. We have to have that fruit when the Lord comes back. But with that, I'd like to give our honor and glory and praise to Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, been a mighty strong. Shalom.